I found this guy who did a really great job at summarizing what is happening at the TikTok hearing. Because right now I feel like you're either hearing TikTok is bad, here's why, or these people are stupid and don't understand how TikTok works, and here's why.
Okay, but they don't.
Yeah, no, totally. Here's the thing.
Only the viral clips are the ones people like.
90% of our Congress does not understand TikTok, how it works, what's actually a risk, what's not. There were a couple of people who were like, yes, I understand this, and here are some actually logical questions
that could lead to a good answer. Or that TikTok could even answer, honestly.
And he did a good job at being like, TikTok pretty much, like, they don't outright say it, but they were saying, yes, there is a risk that if China asks these employees to get data, that data could get in the hands of the Chinese government.
Yeah.
They're doing things to like combat that, but there's always a chance. And they're saying we would completely destroy that chance by making a facility in Austin, Texas to like
Oracle's taken on.
Yeah, where like all of US data is stashed there and no other employee has access to it except for like the US employees. All that data would be there. Like someone would have to like break in to steal it. And he did a really great job at basically being like, yes, there is a risk. Like what Congress is bringing up isn't invalid, but what they're arguing TikTok, like there are employees for Facebook in China that this would also apply to. Yeah. And same with other countries. So what he was saying was, if you're going to ban TikTok, you should ban all these other companies as well, which would be really fucking stupid. What you should do is basically enforce what TikTok's trying to implement, which is all US data is stored in the US where no Chinese citizen would ever have access to it. And I was very inspired by that because I've always thought it'd be really cool if there was a news outlet that was not for profit, that was just solely focused on like, what are the facts? No agenda of we have to argue this side or this side. Just like this guy was very good at being like, TikTok has a risk to it, but they're trying to mitigate it. And Congress is very like, there's the target, like sniper scope.
Narrow view on it. Also uneducated.
Exactly.
For the most part.
And that got me like super hyped. I DM'd the guy and he didn't respond to me, but I was just like, dude, like this was a great video. It was super educational. And I think this is the future of
journalism.
News. Yeah. And journalism is making these short, I mean, it was like a 1.5-minute video on TikTok, but I watched the whole thing because I was like, this is important. Like, we need this exact thing on gun control and on political, not like slander, but when a politic is like...
Almost like all like the hot pressing issues, almost.
Yeah, the things where people make it extremely one-sided and they word it to favor themselves, but then when you actually deep dive into it...
There's like a little truth from everything.
Like, what if there was a specific news outlet that you knew, like, hey, I heard this in the news that, like, Trump did this thing, right? Did Trump actually do this thing? Did Trump actually do this thing? Let's go to this news outlet because I know it's reliable to do the actual journalism of we want to figure out what the truth is.
Yeah, that's what's tough now. That's what's tough. I mean...
But now it's like, okay, this news article is...
There's two very clear sides, and like if you want to hear what you want to hear.
And I don't think it's not just like the Republican Party is guilty of this. I think like
oh no, Democrat
too. Or any belief, like kind of like major belief that people like identify as. Yeah, they are strictly pushing. Like, I think this would be great if there was like the truth about the Christian religion and just like a 5-hour-long lecture video split up into like little digestible pieces on like, hey, what does the Bible actually say about gay people? Yeah, you know, what does the Bible actually say about premarital sex? Like these things that this person said this and this person said that and this person is saying this, and like one spot where people know like, hey, this company is just trying to get to the truth. They're a nonprofit, so they're not trying to like make a buck off of you. They're just trying to tell you like, this is the actual truth of the matter. I think something like that's one of like my aspirations as like a creator is like, if I could just get to a level where like, okay, don't need to worry about myself, how do I make the world a better place? Yes, I would fucking love that.
I mean, I think the news is, I think with our generation specifically, it's at a loss. Like, no one our age like can confidently turn on any news station and feel like we're getting the right story. Whether you're watching your local Fox affiliate or your local NBC affiliate, it feels like there's a narrative being pushed. And I think John Oliver, I watch him a lot.
I don't know who that is.
He's like one of those satirical news kind of people on HBO.
Oh, okay.
He actually, I think does for me, and I hope I'm not like too like, I hope it's not wrong, but I think he does a good job at like shitting on both sides and like kind of getting to the middle in a funny way. But he also did a piece on how like Fox News as like the national company pushes out the same thing to their affiliates or like their conglomerates.
Well, all
like,
the news stations
like
are owned by like 3.
Yeah, there's Fox,
yeah.
and then there's like Fox in San Diego, there's Fox in Minneapolis, there's Fox in Boston, there's Fox and there is, you can watch videos where it's news anchors from different places around the world saying the exact same thing.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not only Fox that's doing it too, like NBC,
Everyone, CNN,
NBC, like ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, they're all doing it. Like they're all doing it. I mean, but it's just sad. Like it sucks because then they are pushing a narrative. There's people in power putting words in their mouths because that's what they want people to believe. So like, yeah, I mean, that's why people do turn to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, their local their local friend group, their whatever. Like that's why people turn to these outlets to like smaller outlets to find like what is the truth. Because it's not coming there. I feel like people our age know that,
and that's why I think a not-for-profit news agency. I don't know, and obviously like I'm young. I don't know how this shit works. I don't even know if that's even something that's conceivable.
Well, they all get paid off ad rev, so.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that. I think an effective not-for-profit business is making a lot of revenue, but they don't have, like, the goal isn't, like, appeasing shareholders.
Yeah.
It's, I'm going to pay my employees to do the best job possible. The way I look at it is like an employee-first company that's just focused on how do we keep these people employed, keep them wanting to effectively do their jobs, which is probably going to be a hard one. Getting to the truth of something is not a 40-hour week
and
job.
The truth,
it's
the
probably
truth doesn't have to be an answer. It just has to be like, here's the facts, and like just like I think too what's wrong is there's interpretations being made by the information, which I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but like, don't take what we're saying as like virtue, like hear the facts or hear what we're saying and like come up with your own opinion about it. So tell us that we're like, that was wrong. Cool. Like, we can have a dialogue about that.
But even like the way this guy, I'll have to send you this video. It's a really great video. Like the way this guy presented the video was like, here are the facts. And because of these facts, here is what like I am, and it wasn't like, he wasn't just being like, TikTok isn't dangerous. He was like, yes, there are risks. They are there, and you can't argue with that because of these facts.
Yeah.
But he's saying like, if you put fact 1, fact 2, and fact 3 together, the answer is this. Versus I feel like a lot of these news agencies are like, hey, here's fact 1, and because of that, we have to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now you're discounting fact 2, fact 3, and fact 4 that combat what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's just, they're giving those facts because they know their audience is probably an audience that wants that fact to be right. Will watch it if that fact is right. Like, you know, Fox News, is that the right side one or the left side one? Yeah, the Fox News isn't going to go and talk about an issue and be like, yeah, but the left is right, because that's not what their audience wants to hear. They're going to say the other thing because that's what's going to keep their viewers coming back, which brings ad revenue in. Like, I'm talking solely like for the people, if you can build a company that is known for just getting all the ducks in a row, all the facts. And it's just like, we want to give you the best possible answer. We want to be known for giving the best possible answer. Like, for people who are just straight up actually sane human beings that want the truth, this is where you go. And also be like, we're not here to compete for your attention.
No.
Like, yes, we'll make money, we'll make the ad revenue, but we're not trying to, we're
taken care of.
We're not trying to be the Fox News. Like, maybe you have, Fox News is on TV, whatever. I think that whole game is a whole thing. Like, maybe you have a YouTube channel, some sub social medias, like a website where you're making ad revenue on all of it, but it all just goes back into like, hey, how do we pay our employees so that we can still feed like support and come out with the truth. I don't know. I think about this stuff all the time. Like,
I think we turn to the cameras and look and say, if you've seen or heard or think that you've figured that out, seen anyone who's been doing that or who does that, we'd fucking love to know.
Yeah. Like hit me up too. I've seriously, so I hit this guy up because I was like, do I have permission to like post your video? And then also like, can we talk about maybe like if you come out with stuff like this, I want to amplify it. I have, 1 million followers underneath my network. Like I want, and the great thing about meme accounts is like your seed turns into like a fucking, like, you post something once across a couple of meme accounts. If it does well enough, it will get picked up by other meme accounts. Yeah. Right? Like, that's another thing, too, is like if I had a news agency that I was very, very confident, like, hey, we're coming out with things that are like actually true and will educate people better. I have the connections to go to these meme pages and be like, hey, let's create like a long-term relationship where like we're literally buying ads on pages to like give people the truth. That's just like my marketing brain.
No, I feel that. No, you're on a roll here. I think